Hello, thank you for visiting Leezah's Lair. I'm so glad that you're still visiting this channel. I hope that the content is fairly interesting and that you'll feel free to make comments below on any of the topics, even the older videos. As you know, if you've been here before, this channel has existed for several years. The avatar in front of you is Leezah Smiles, resident in the virtual world of Second Life, and this channel is for the older adults who are in the space of Second Life, and we talk about things about technology and the events that are going on in Second Life and just how our lives are in the virtual space, different aspects of our lives in the virtual space. So that's what this channel is all about. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to talk about now an article that appeared yesterday about Second Life and the failure of the new business venture. This is the article that appeared yesterday online. High Fidelity shifts focus towards non-VR due to slow growth. I always give you the full title so that you can go ahead and look for the article online. So apparently, the founder of Second Life, Philip Rosedale, has announced that they're going to be scaling back their VR efforts, and that is not a surprise. I didn't think that it was going to be the huge explosion that he had mentioned that it would be when the entire venture was being hyped up considerably. I think it's just very expensive for some people to even buy those headsets, and I didn't think it was going to explode because the demographic of people who are going to spend that kind of money on a toy is very small, even though I do realize that businesses, education, different sectors can actually use those headsets. I still think that the price point is beyond the budgets of so many of those sectors. What do you think? Comment below on what you think the reason for the failure of their projection on the success of this would be. What is interesting in the article is that before Philip Rosedale was describing it as a social VR platform, but then it seems that now he's backwalking that and saying we're not a social VR game. And I think that that's interesting. So comment below about that and comment on how you think the shift happened. The article goes on to mention that there was a $73 million investment in this new venture, and the return just has not been there. For those of you who are interested, there is a full video of the community meeting where Philip Rosedale makes all of the comments and observations on the hurdles for this new venture, and you're more than welcome to look for that video if you're interested in watching it. Put your comments below after you've watched it, and give your input in terms of how you feel a turnaround could happen if this business venture is to become successful. This is another article that came out a couple weeks ago, and if you take a look at that visual, it says those are the more lifelike avatars. I am laughing at seeing those because to me they do not even compare at all even to what we're seeing in Second Life right now with all of the different bento mesh heads. I just looked at that and was so confused on how that becomes the upgrade of the quote-unquote more lifelike avatars. What do you think? Comment below. I'm interested to hear more input. I personally think that it was a mistake to move so quickly on this new business venture. I understand that there was probably a lot of feasibility research done prior to the $73 million investment, but I really feel that had that money, at least half of that money, gone into improving the platform of Second Life and making it even more economical for users to come into Second Life and be consumers. I think that Second Life would have had the boost that it really needed to pull in more more new residents from the other platforms. And if you go into YouTube videos on virtual spaces, IMVU still has a huge base of people asking, what is Second Life? How is Second Life? Whenever somebody posts a video, kind of an introductory video of Second Life, there are people commenting on what is it? And so there still is a huge population out there of people in virtual worlds who have not gone into Second Life. And I really think that Philip Rosedale needs to look at how to attract those users. And one way to do it, I think, to increase the economy within Second Life is to go back to that very, very low transaction fee. I notice in Second Life the transaction fee has gone up to $1.49, which is outrageous. I think when I started Second Life it was probably 25 cents to buy lindens, and I just think that raising that transaction fee really does have an impact on how consumers are buying more currency. And I'm sure that they probably didn't think that raising it from 25 cents per transaction fee to buy lindens, gradually getting to $1.49 would not be a big deal. I think it is a huge deal, and I think that they need to look at that as well as just the exchange rate. I think right now $1 equals roughly 245 lindens, maybe 250 lindens. I think that if the exchange rate was a lot better, that there also would be an improvement in terms of the spending in Second Life, because we may think of it as just $1, but look at what $1 equals in foreign currency in many, many countries. And so I think that basing the exchange rate on just the US dollar or even UK currency is a mistake, because for a platform like this to really explode again, they have to be able to make it economical for other people in other countries to come into Second Life and spend. And in order to do that, it can't be $1 equals 245 lindens, or 250 lindens. That's just not even economical for people who have foreign currency exchange rates where that's so expensive for them. That's probably $4 for of their own currency for 250 lindens. But comment below, what do you think it will take for Second Life to really make a comeback? And what do you think about these 2 tech articles that I showed you? I'd like to hear comments on that as well. Continue to visit Leezah's Lair. Feel welcome to put comments below if you have ideas for future discussions. Of course, I'll take a look at those suggestions anytime you have them. If you want to attend any of the discussion events that I'm hosting on the grid, take a look at the links below, and feel free to join the groups that are being linked to. You do have to be logged into Second Life in order to see those links. Thanks for visiting Leezah's Lair.